From the 700 WLW Newsroom, here's Brian Combs.
Big stories we're talking about in the big one today. A day finally without significant rainfall in the tri-state. Some areas seeing 3 inches yesterday. More flood warnings issued today. The good news on the Little Miami at Milford is that the river's back below flood stage on its way down. Flood warning's been canceled there. However, Great Miami River remains out of its banks at Miamitown, going to 7 feet above flood stage. Later this afternoon, minor flooding's been reported between New Baltimore and Cleves. It should be back within its banks by the middle of the week. Big news weather-wise now, temperatures turning colder. Could even see some snow flurries in the tri-state overnight tonight. Occupy Cincinnati protesters going to court today. While some are in the courtroom of Judge Dwayne Mallory, others outside demonstrating over their appearances. They say that the law they are charged with breaking is unconstitutional. They say it is their right to spend the night in a public park. No word on when the judge might hand down his decision. Hamilton County jury has to decide if Rayshawn Johnson should live or die. This is the second time the jury has had to decide the sentence for the man convicted of brutally beating a woman in Walnut Hills several years ago. Johnson, according to an appeals court, deserved another chance at sentencing because the first jury didn't know about his abuse as a child. Yesterday, this new jury heard from his mom and grandmother who talked about how he'd been tormented, the mother even saying she used to put heroin in his baby bottle. Find out later today if this jury decides that he should live or whether or not they'll send him back to death row. Butler County Sheriff says that a Ross Township police officer is in the clear over a shooting last month. Ross Township officer shot 13 times at a man with a gun during a domestic dispute back in November. The sheriff says that his investigation shows that the officer followed procedures and acted appropriately under the circumstances. The results of this investigation now being turned over to the prosecutor in Butler County, who has final say on whether any charges should be filed. St. Nick night in the tri-state last night, December 5th into the 6th. Supposed to be the night that St. Nick visits kids, leaves candy or treats in their shoes. The zoo is carrying on that German tradition today. Cincinnati's own Nick Lachey will be there tonight, hand out gifts to members of the Boys and Girls Club of Cincinnati who qualified through academic or athletic endeavors. And the Bengals are taking kids shopping tonight for Christmas. Several Bengal players, including Domata Pecco, Ray Maluga, Andrew Whitworth, will be taking kids to a Toys R Us tonight, buying presents for them. These children were picked as part of St. Vincent de Paul's Adopt a Family program.